Following the successful completion of the conversion of a BED last year, we are now about to embark on our second project, the conversion of our tea pyre and cart shed into creating the Arddangosfa Mynachlog Fawr exhibition.
All the items which we'll use in the exhibition are from the house and the farm buildings, and they're items which were left behind by the Arch family when they lived here. The Arch family moved here in the 1880s, and then they left the house in the 1990s and sold it to the Strathflorage Trust in 2016. And lots of the items relate to different generations of the family, right from the early stages right through to the modern day.
There's a fireplace in there with a wonderful bread oven. One of the aspects of the project is to bring the fireplace back into use.
As far as the tea pyre is concerned, it looks to have two phases of construction. One is the cart house at the far end, which appears to be first. Well, the cart house is where the wagons would have been stored. Sometimes they're called carriage houses if you want to be grandiose about it. And then the addition of the room with the enormous fireplace inside of it, which appears to come later. Exact date's uncertain, but probably both of them in the late 17th, early 18th century.
So we're now a few months into the building project, and Tom, our builder, has unearthed a few exciting finds along the way. We found a ceramic egg which was built into the wall, halfway up the wall near the fireplace. We've also found 3 shoes which were buried underneath the floor, and following some research into both items, we think that they were put there to ward off evil spirits and to keep them at bay. So we'll certainly be putting them back before the building work's complete. Whoever built the wall and obviously put down the floor must have been quite superstitious, and for whatever reason wanted to ward off those evil spirits. It's a common practice, but certainly no one has seen an egg being used before.
Progress has gone quite well. We've cleaned out the whole space we're in here, taken out the old frames which was originally the roof. Stone-wise, we've rebuilt the pillars for the main cart house, which is just on the side of us. We've taken out a lot of the old defective pointing, line pointing, which was shot, but we've kept a mix of it, and we're going to match the mix back to what the original was. Once they get the A-frames into position, the exciting stuff starts to happen then, because you can see it, and all of a sudden there's a roof structure.
Well, despite the weather, which was quite bad on occasion, we've managed to finish the roof on the cart shed. We've also finished all the excavation work inside the building, and we're now waiting to put replace the floor, which all the slabs you can see around me at the moment, which are all going back in the floor.
One of the items which we're hoping to include in the exhibition is 2 side saddles. These 2 side saddles were used by Charles Archer's grandmother, and side saddles are different from traditional saddles in that they were used by women, and you had to sit slightly at an angle when you were riding the horse, because it was seen as being more dignified for women to ride like that. And they were popular throughout history, but sort of faded out of popularity in around the 1930s. Another interesting item that we found in one of the farm buildings is this grenade. We think it would have been used in the 1940s when American soldiers were based on the area of the farm, and they would have used it in training exercises. And when we first found it, we were a bit concerned that it could still be live, but as you can see, it's painted white, which would have indicated that it was just to be used in training. We also found carriage lamps in the house, and these would have been used with a horse and carriage, and they would have slotted into the side of the carriage, and it's got a clear glass at the front and red glass at the back, so that as you would have been driving, you would have been able to be seen by other carriages and pedestrians.
It's a real momentous day for us here at Strata Florida. Arddangosfa Mynachlog Fawr exhibition is now open to the public after nearly 2 years in the planning. Yeah, we are here and we are open.
The exhibition runs from the period of approximately the mid-1800s to the mid-1900s and tells the story of farming life and agricultural life in the area pre-mechanisation and before electricity was brought to the farm. So it was a time when it was a lot of hard work and a lot of hard labour, and that also coincides with the time when the Arch family was here. So they first arrived on the farm in the 1860s and they continued farming until the 1990s, and the rest of the family still farms in the area.
I think they've done quite a good job, actually.
Yeah, they have done a good job.
Yes.
We've always lived on the farm, and we always used to come home as well from time to time. I don't remember the cheese making.
No, that was even before us, wasn't it, really?
Yes.
It had been used, but not before, during our time.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was tough at the time because I used to see my friends in the village doing all sorts of things. But looking back, it was a good life.
Yeah.
I just didn't appreciate it at the time.
Oh, it's excellent just to see their faces and you know, inquiring and learning about the site and the history of the farming and the people who lived here. It was our ultimate goal, and that's what we wanted to do. And now just to see their faces and people walking through the door is really, really, really exciting.